He was brash, he was bold, he was unlike any president America had ever seen. Love him or hate him, Donald Trump changed the game. But how did a real estate tycoon with zero political experience take over the most powerful office in the world? This is the unfiltered story. Act 1. The business empire begins. Donald John Trump was born in Queens, New York in 1946. His father, Fred Trump, was a successful real estate developer, building affordable housing in Brooklyn and Queens. But Donald didn't want to build in the outer boroughs. He had his eyes on Manhattan. After graduating from the Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania, Trump joined his father's company and immediately started taking bold risks. In 1978, he struck his first major deal, the Commodore Hotel, which he transformed into the Grand Hyatt. It was the kind of flashy, ambitious move that would define his entire brand. Look, Trump Tower followed in 1983, an iconic 58-story building on Fifth Avenue. By the 80s, Donald Trump wasn't just a businessman, he was a celebrity businessman. He put his name on everything: casinos, planes, magazines, even steaks. But while his public persona was booming, behind the scenes, things weren't always perfect. Act 2. Bankruptcy, comebacks, branding. In the early 1990s, Trump's empire nearly collapsed. Mounting debt and failing businesses led him to file for multiple corporate bankruptcies. But here's the twist. Trump didn't disappear. He used the attention, spun the narrative, and rebuilt his image. He rebranded himself not just as a real estate mogul, but as a master of the deal, literally. His 1987 book, The Art of the Deal, became a bestseller and an unofficial guide to aggressive business strategy. Then came The Apprentice in 2004. Trump was no longer just a businessman. He was a household name. The show's iconic phrase, "You're fired," became a cultural phenomenon. Over 14 seasons, he built a massive fan base and solidified his image as a leader and decision-maker. Then, this pop culture relevance, paired with his media savvy, would become his greatest asset. Act 3. The political storm. In June 2015, Donald Trump descended the escalator at Trump Tower and announced he was running for president. The media laughed. Pundits dismissed it as a publicity stunt. But Trump knew something others didn't. A large portion of America felt ignored. They were tired of polished politicians, scripted speeches, and promises that never came true. His message? Make America great again. His approach? Raw, unfiltered, often controversial. But it resonated. He dominated the Republican primaries, crushing seasoned politicians one by one. And then came the general election against Hillary Clinton. Every expert said he'd lose. Polls predicted a landslide against him. But on November 8, 2016, Donald Trump shocked the world and won the presidency. Act 4. The Trump presidency. Trump's time in office was as unconventional as his campaign. From sweeping tax cuts to tough immigration policies, a trade war with China, and 3 Supreme Court appointments, his term was packed with policy shifts and political firestorms. He used Twitter like no president before him, bypassing traditional media to speak directly to the people. His critics called him reckless. His supporters called him real. He was impeached twice. He survived both. He faced a global pandemic, a divided Congress, massive protests. Yet through it all, Trump remained. Trump, defiant, loud, loyal to his base, unafraid to challenge the norms of Washington. In 2020, he lost re-election to Joe Biden, but he didn't fade away. Act 5. Post-presidency power. Even out of office, Trump remains a dominating force in American politics. He launched Truth Social, continued holding rallies, and played kingmaker in GOP politics. Ding. In 2024, he's running again. This time, not just as a former president, but as a movement. Trumpism isn't just about one man. It's a symbol for millions who feel left out, unheard, and fed up with politics as usual. Love him or hate him, Donald Trump changed the political landscape forever. Act 6. Why it all mattered. So, how did he do it? Trump understood attention. He turned controversy into currency. He broke every rule in the book and wrote his own. But more importantly, he gave voice to millions who felt ignored. His rise wasn't just about politics. It was about power, brand, and an unrelenting belief in himself. No matter what side you're on, one thing is clear. The Trump story isn't over yet. Whether you admire him or oppose him, Donald Trump's journey is a masterclass in power, branding, and disruption. What do you think? Was his rise genius strategy or chaos in action? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button if this gave you a new perspective, and subscribe for more untold stories of the world's most powerful figures.